Hey everybody, it is 7:01, May 28th, 2018. We're closing up Memorial Day. And I just took my daughter back to her mom's house. I had her for Memorial Day this year. What I want everybody to tell and what everybody to think about is the meaning behind Memorial Day. It's not the veteran, it's not the shopkeepers, it's nobody that's alive and living. But it is the prime example of people that have died for our freedoms and why we live. You know, you get a lot of smart alecks out there. I saw somebody or some people decided to put swastikas and desecrate a whole bunch of graves over in Illinois, over at some part of Illinois, because they thought it was funny. Or I don't know why they did it. They haven't found the person. You know, you can go to any gravesite. One thing that we're guaranteed to die. Doesn't matter how or when or what, we're guaranteed to die. Used to say death and taxes, right? And I'm trying not to speak as a Marine or as somebody that's around military all the time, but sometimes I think it's almost a necessity. We take for granted what we have. There are people out there that'll argue with me till I'm blue in the face how men and women in the military, oh, they volunteered, you know, we shouldn't be, and they'll go on and on and on. And then you'll hear everybody else, and they'll talk about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they'll talk about the Amish and how they don't fight, and how they don't do anything with the military. That's great. You know what happens though? Here's what they forget to tell you. Without the brave men and women in support and in combat roles, without the brave men and women of every single color, race, religion, and creed, you know, I served with everybody, and we all had one mission. Those people that sit there and they want to bring up the draft dodgers, you know, you wouldn't be able to draft dodge if it wasn't for the men and women who died for your freedom to be able to do it. They talk about the Amish. The Amish would not exist. Jehovah's Witness would not exist in any society anywhere on this planet except the United States because of our freedoms. Just because they choose not to, we give them that freedom. You know, we go and we argue every day with our babies' mamas, our daddies, our sisters, our brothers, not realizing how important each and every one of us are, that we matter. My brothers that I've never met, my sisters I've met that died hundreds of years ago up until current day, they matter. You being able to have your freedom to get on social media, to watch fake news, to watch real news, you know, to be able to go outside to the parks. You want to see tyrants. You know, look up the Hitlers, the Mussolinis of the world, okay? Look up the Fidel Castros, okay? Chavez's, all these people, you're right, they protected their family and their close friends, but everybody else lived in tyranny. Everybody lived in fear. Everybody else lived in dictatorships. Look at the kings and the queens all over the world that, what are they? They don't have, their people don't have the freedom that they deserve. Yet, over 200, I mean, we've been fighting for our freedom that's like rice paper. It's so delicate. It's so fine that sometimes we forget how precious it is. I look at my daughter every day and I thank God every single day. And by the way, I got a freedom to be able to believe in, love, and respect God. I had somebody the other day tell me, oh, so you believe in fairies. Meaning that all God is interpretation of who we want him to be. Well, I don't care. That's his idea, but I believe what I believe, and I have a freedom to do that, just like he had the freedom to say what he wanted. But I also had the freedom to kick him off my Facebook page. Did I do it? I unblocked him, but it was stupid. What I'm saying is, every day in our life, we make choices. I look at my daughter, and I know I can hold my head up high. You know, People always ask me, why do I take the higher road sometimes when life is a struggle? Because the people before me did. You know, I always tell everybody one of my greatest heroes is my dad. He'll never know because he doesn't watch Facebook stuff like this. You know, my aunts and uncles that I have in my life, they're my heroes. Not because they served in the military, but because they worked every day of their life. They earned their freedom just by being free. They earned it by being able and willing. My dad was in the military, though. My uncles were in the military. You know. But the whole idea is we always think that the people that earned the freedoms are the men and women that died. You know, and World War II is one reason why we have Memorial Day. But there's so many other people out there that every day it's a struggle for. But you want to know something? They're able to have that struggle. They don't live in fear for their lives. You know, they don't live in tyranny. They don't worry. You know, we have people out there trying to make a big deal about it. But for the most part, you can go outside at night. You know, you can actually go to a restaurant or a movie you want to. You eat what you want, see what you want, be who you want to be. Every day, take life. Take the people around you like they're the greatest thing in the world, because they are. Our men and women before us that died. And that's why we celebrate Memorial Day. And they're still dying to this day. People at the Veterans Home die every day. Men and women in military, accidental, suicide, PTSD. People that don't think they matter, but they do. You know, there are people, the reason why they have those problems is because they did what nobody else wanted to do. You're right, the Amish don't want to fight. Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't want to fight. That's fine. But somebody has to. And that's what they forget to tell you. They forget to tell you that these struggles are real. They forget to tell you that these people that died, they died doing one thing they did most. They loved each one of us. You know, I get a lot of hardcore Marines and Army and everything else that I see. Oh, you know, when it comes down to it, they'd save a child in a heartbeat. They would rescue any man, woman, or child. They don't care what your color is, your race. They will go and they will pull you out of a burning building. A lot of them become firefighters. I got a great friend, Strobel. He's a firefighter. I'm very proud of him. I got other friends that are cops. I'm proud of them. I got other friends that are sitting in jail. I'm proud of them too. But we take for granted some of the stuff that is the most important, and that is each other. On this Memorial Day, enjoy it. Love it. But know the reason for it. It's because we need to remember. If not, we will repeat history's evilest parts. We gotta love each other, because there's nothing guaranteed tomorrow. And I want each and every one of you to know, if you ever need somebody to call or contact, you can call me. Heck, use my work phone. It's still my cell phone. You can call me if you need just a friend to talk to. I'm there for you. I don't care if you just need a friend. I don't care if you just need somebody there. You know, Marine or not, you know, I vowed to help as many people as I could for as long as I can. As a believer in God, I'm always going to be there to help you, because you know what? I've always got somebody to help me. But just as a human being, I'll protect your freedoms. I'll protect your way of life. And we must always remember where they came from. Something happened for a reason. We have our freedoms for a reason. We have our rights for a reason. We can protest for a reason. We can put fake or real news on TV for a reason. We can vote for a reason. We can basically go anywhere we want. Almost. Because somebody died for that right. The simplest things, drinking water, clean water. The simplest things. I know that healthcare is a big one for everybody else, but you want to know something? We've come so far. We've come so far. As we close out this, if you're religious or not, say a prayer tonight. Hold your kids tight. Tell them you love them. Tell them they matter. Call up to your loved ones. Tell them they matter. Do your part. They did theirs and they died. Whether it be in combat or peacetime, old age or a disease or cancer or suicide, they did their part. And I'm proud of them for doing their part. And to honor their memory, we need to do our part. And that part may just be hug your kid, tell them you love them, tell them you care about them, tell them they're the most important thing in your world. Go hug your wife, hug your girlfriend, hug your boyfriend, whatever you want to do. Hug your husband, your grandparents, your friends, your family. Send just a quick note somewhere to somebody, to send an email out to somebody. Just say, hey, I was just thinking of you and you matter. I just want you to know you matter. Take the time with it. We used to write letters, we used to make phone calls. Now it's all Facebook this and YouTube that and Twitter this and Instagram that. Make it count. Whatever you do, make it count. Make it worthwhile. Don't do it just so you can go say you do it and you can post it all over Instagram somewhere. Hey, look what I did. No. Go out there. Love your neighbor. Love your family. Love your kids. Love each other. Forgive. Forget. Let go. Be the bigger man. Be the bigger woman. Be the bigger person. When you're out there drinking tonight for the fallen and for our loved ones that have gone before us, remember this. They died so you could go have those freedoms. The best way to honor somebody at those freedoms is protect them every day and use them every day. Use your freedom of speech. Use your freedom of religion, but never tread on anybody else's. I will die for a Catholic, an Islam, a Muslim. I will die for a Jehovah's Witness. I will die for an Amish. I will die for any color of the rainbow. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, I don't care. I will die for each and every one of you so you have those rights. And I don't care as long as you have those freedoms and those rights, because that's what makes us who we are. Alright, everybody. I am going to go in here, and I'm blessed to have you all in my life. I'm blessed for each one of you. Have a great evening. Have a very blessed Memorial Day to all the fallen. Drink one for me.